Okay, we are at the, well, we have been staying here at the Lake Myers RV Resort, a Thousand Trails property outside of Mocksville, North Carolina for the past week. So we thought we'd give you guys a quick tour of what it is. So hit it. This is a gated community.
Can't see the numbers.
So can't see the numbers. Usually we let Talon do this, but she's a little slow, so we let Shelly do it this time. So as soon as you get through the gate here, you got a fork in the road. Not a literal fork. Okay, so the first place we got to go, we're going to check out is the tent camping area, which currently, due to COVID, is closed. But this is the tent camping area. And as you can see down there, that red building, or reddish building, is the bathhouse for the tent camping area. So you get a bench. There's some picnic tables here on the other side. See if we can get a good shot of those. Probably not.
There's some hookups here.
Yeah. And there's partial hookups. But you can get a good view of the campground, the lake. There's some folks out there fishing. It's a little bumpy, little hilly.
Very narrow.
Very narrow, as you can see. And the interesting part here is now Shelly's got to make a left-hand turn. So let's see how this works out. But there's the lake. Good view of the lake. This is not a bridge because it's land. So basically you have two small lakes, or whatever you want to call it.
So it's land between the lakes?
Land between the lakes, yep. Not Land O'Lakes, not to be confused. We're not in Florida. Yeah. So if you have a canoe or kayak, you can actually bring it out here. I guess you can call these cabins over here that you can rent. Pretty nice looking. Currently pretty much everything here is closed. They do have a grill that's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, and it's open right now, so you can get some food. Plus you're only like 5 minutes away from the town of Mocksville, so you can get pretty much anything you want there. I'm not sure at this moment if these cabins are open. It looks like they are not, because there's nobody staying in them. So I would imagine these are currently closed, thanks to, everybody say it with us, COVID. This is the first video we've actually used that word in too, by the way. So those of you watching this video, it's history in the making for us. Tons of permanent sites here. I'd say the vast majority, and the numbers will be scrolling by, and also in the link in the description below about how many permanent sites are here and how many transient sites are here, cabins, etc. One quick note about staying here, or really staying at any RV resort, is even after you make your reservations, especially if you make your reservations online or through with a central reservation facility, then you need to make sure that the campground understands your needs. When we first got here, it took us about 10 or 15 minutes to get backed into a pretty tight spot, and then once we get in there, the camp host tells us, Is 30 amps okay? And the answer is no, 30 amps was not okay. I'd actually booked a premium, well, at least that's what it was called on the website, a premium site. So, okay, here's the pool over here, which is closed. The bar and grill are right in here. So right across from the, I'll get back to my story in a minute. So right across from the pool and bar and grill, there's also the camp stores right there where you see all these cars parked. That's the camp store. That's Horseshoes and right there. And over here is their mini golf, which is closed. And their playgrounds, which are closed. Basketball court, which are closed. More permanent sites or annual sites, whatever you want to call them. So as we drive through some of these permanent sites, what I was saying was make sure you call the campground and confirm that you need a site that can accommodate a rig this size, a rig that size, 50 amp, 30 amp, whatever you need. Make sure, because we're going to show you our campsite, our second campsite, in just a second, and I'm going to tell you a little story about why it's important to make sure the campground understands the size of your RV. You would think that would be a no-brainer, because whenever you do reservations, especially if you're a 1,000 Trails member, you do a reservation, they ask for that information. So here's a laundry facility.
They regularly clean.
Yep. And some more of the temporary sites. Pretty small over here. This campground does have cable TV, and they advertise they have Wi-Fi. We've yet to been able to connect to the Wi-Fi here. I've tried multiple devices multiple times, and it doesn't work, and we're about 15-20 feet from the closest tower. So here's our campsite. Very level. Didn't need any leveling blocks. We were almost perfectly level when we got here.
It's actually a great site.
Yep, it's actually a pretty great site.
These sites have people who can't get out of their seatbelts.
Yeah. Now, all these sites have picnic tables and fire pits. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the site. So for the record, this site is B69. It's pretty big, pretty spacious, but this is what I want to show you. This site right here. And let's take a quick look at what number this is, because you'll need to know this. B71. So if you're ever at the Lake Myers Resort and you have anything larger than a pop-up trailer, then if they try to give you B71, ask for something else, because this is B71 right here. I'm actually standing at the back of the site right now, and then you can see the road, which is right by that tree. Since we've been here, they have tried to put 2 campers in this spot. The first one was about a 36-foot Class A, and the second one was this guy right here. He's got a 30-foot travel trailer. And they tried to put him in here. So apparently they were not paying attention to the lengths of the RVs when they were assigning sites. They were just assigning sites. Other thing to note too, there's 4 50 amp sites in the entire park. Not 4 available when we got here, 4 total. So we're in one of them. Also, which is rather disturbing, none of the sites that I have found have circuit breakers on the power poles. And look at this mess of a power pole. There's the cable hookup, and as you can see, there's the water right below my surge protector, because it's all right there. No breaker in the box. This box right here is just empty, like it used to be a box for nothing. So there's no circuit breaker at all. So not real thrilled about that. But other than that, this campground is super quiet. People here, the people who live here, basically very friendly. So we've enjoyed our time here in Mocksville. We've had a great time exploring the area. Hi, Talon. Hi. And Talon just came running over. But you got any thoughts or anything about this place?
Well, I would say that this place is a really nice place to be at. Overall, it's quiet here. It's very shaded here. And the only thing is, if you have a dog that has to have grass, there's not a lot of grass.
No, there's not. They do have a dog park. I didn't mention that earlier.
They do have a dog park, and it's a very nice dog park. But you know, Talon, she's managed to figure out what she needs to do, where she needs to do it. But there's very little grass here for dogs. So if you have, I know some dogs are real particular about where they go to the bathroom. So that's the only thing that I would say is a negative, unless you want to walk to the dog park every day.
Yep.
But overall it's very nice. We haven't been in the bathrooms because they're closed, so we don't really know about them.
Right.
Or to any really of the facilities other than just being at the campground. I would say that the fire pit ring is really nice, and it has a grate that, flips over and flips back. So I don't know if you talked about that.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, and I used it, and it was very easy, and it was good to use.
So we'd come back.
I mean, I would come back here, but it's tight getting in, it's tight getting out. I think narrow. Everything feels narrow. I think there's plenty of room. We saw the dump trucks come through too, and big campers, but it just feels tight to get in and out.
Yeah.
But if we were guaranteed this spot, I would come back here.
Yeah, we would definitely call before we started heading this way to verify our spot, and to verify if it's not the spot, if it's not this specific spot that we know about, we definitely ask the questions: does it have 50 amp service, and how big is that spot? And because, well, this almost turned into a vacation that didn't happen.
But I'm glad that we got to stay here, because this area in Mocksville, we thought everything was really far away from us, but we found out that things were actually closer than we anticipated. Quick drive, 30 minutes or so, and we've been able to actually get out and do and see some things. So, there's a lot of parks around here, and there's a lot of history around here, and there's some unusual things around here. Hopefully we'll hit a few on the way home too.
Yep.
But we really enjoyed our time here in the area.
And I'm distracted because I'm keeping an eye on Talon. That's all. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick tour of Lake Myers. Again, we come back, but definitely make sure that make sure, you can't say that enough. Make sure of your spot, and
especially when we watch so many other people have the same issue.
Right. Exactly.
During the week. So. Yep.
So again, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. And
see you at the next adventure.
So we're breaking camp. Going to be heading home a couple days early to meet with the realtor and some other things. So as I usually do, first thing I do is I pull the lever on the black tank. Then I walk around and start doing some other things. I try to make sure everything's cool with the black tank, and nothing's spurting out. So I did some stuff on the other side of the camper, and then I walked around and I saw this water spot. I actually smelled it before I saw it. If anybody's ever been, if you ever visited like a dairy farm or a cattle ranch, yeah, that's kind of what this smells like. So this campground has sewer, and septic instead of. So the black tank drained. Luckily all my hoses are over here. The black tank drained, but I guess there wasn't enough room in the septic tank for what was in this black tank. So we're gonna try to pull the gray here. And yep, see that? Yeah, we're not doing that. Did dump enough of the gray out to flush out the black tank hose, but whew, man, good thing we don't have smell-o-vision. So yeah, we are going to dump the gray tank elsewhere some other time. Wasn't that full anyway? Yeah, actually kind of was, but what can you do? So again, I don't know what to say or do, because this stinks, literally and figuratively. But we're going to pack up and head home and not worry about it. We can dump the gray when we get home. Not too concerned about it. Just glad that glad I was able to get that black tank. I can't flush my black tank out now anyway, because the flush valve is messed up. It's clogged up, so we got to get that fixed. That's a known issue we just haven't had a chance to deal with. And so yeah, thanks for watching the campground video, because this is bonus reel.